Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for my client Louie's vlogs. And of course you guys can see he put these all not in landscape. Louie, if you want a vlog, you told me you want a vlog, we gotta have these in landscape, bro. Look at what this video looks like. But Louie didn't film his benching for this week, but he did film his squat, his overhead press, and his deadlifts. So I thought I would show some of that and just discuss what's going on because, again, Louie wants to vlog, though I do need more of his accessory work and more footage in general, but we'll work with what we have. So for those who followed the history, Louie has been a client for 3 years. He is my client Emma's husband, who has all those other vlogs, up to like vlog 28. This is her husband. Okay. He is an advanced lifter. We've gone through a number of health issues that give us setbacks here and there to where we can't progress. We regress slightly, then build back up. Now, I had someone look at the training maxes. Before a couple people were like, I don't see how he's an advanced lifter. And it's like, those are training maxes, guys. He has benched 350 pounds. He's deadlifted 505. He's squatted like 425. He's done an overhead press with 225. And you guys have seen him rep 2 plates on a weighted chin-up. 2 plates. That qualifies as an advanced lifter. These training maxes are very conservative. Okay, and what we're doing with this block, what people will notice, he just does 5 on everything. This coming block, which we've already started filming, he's already sent me the first workout or 2. And it will probably be done by the time this vlog goes live. I try to get ahead on these. Now that he's doing well, he feels good, we're pain free again, we're going over to plus sets now. So instead of these just being 5 after this, we're going to take them over to plus sets. And he's already hitting stuff like 9 and 10 reps with these same weights that we've done this week, which means if this continues, we'll do a 5-3-1 block. But what I've been doing is just holding him at 5s. Not even 5s pro because we can't really progress when he's not doing well. Right? We can't always progress, but his strength is coming back up quick. And what's going to end up happening very, very quickly, if this continues, he'll be back over to doing reps with over 300 on the bench again. He'll be over to doing rep work with, 450, 475 possibly on the deadlifts, right? He'll be doing, 185 for rep work on the standing press. As far as pressing goes, he's one of my strongest pressers. Although that came up, so I had someone ask me in the live stream the other day, who's your strongest bencher? My strongest bencher benches 430. And that's the thing. People will see guys like Louie and they're like, well, your bench needs work and your bench is your weakest lift, but it doesn't mean I don't have clients who outbench me. You guys have seen videos of at least 3 clients, if not 4, in the past that outbench me. I can coach the bench. I can program the bench. It's just my bench needs work, and there's been some setbacks. And Louie has some of the same issues in the same way of, he wants to always push really high volume, and I have to reel Louie in. And that's why we end up having to do phases like this where we hold way back and not progress. And this is one reason I had to take Louie off conjugate. That comes up too. People will be like, well, why do some people run conjugate and not others? Well, in the case of Louie, because he has certain inflammation issues, and his attitude, he is very much a type A personality. Louie is very, very, very successful in business. Deep 6-figure income. Right? That's one of the reasons he doesn't mind paying for coaching for himself and his wife and buying all this equipment. It's not a big deal to them. That's why he's a lifer. He said, I'm going to stay on as a client. We're on as long as you're coaching, however many years you do it, 5 years, 10 years, whatever. We're in it for life. He's a successful person. He's successful at what he does. He was a successful athlete previously. So with guys like him, he doesn't have an off switch. I have to give him an off switch. And the problem is when we go to something like conjugate, we can't prescribe weights ahead of time. It doesn't work that way on that system. He doesn't know how to stop with a training max or even a true max, right? With good form, Louie will keep stacking weight until he fails because he has no off switch. It's just the way that he's built. He's hardwired that way. And accordingly, when you're hardwired that way, he'll hurt himself. He'll strain things. Like even with the others, he'll want to do way more volume. He's like, can't I do, a bunch of weighted pull-ups? I've got him doing body weight chin-ups, He's like, can't I just throw a couple plates on to do a few sets afterwards, And it's because he doesn't know how to quit. And in some cases that can be very good on the system, but in his case it causes him to get hurt. It causes injuries to creep up that we can't afford. So when I run a system like this, it's a little more conservative that forces him to hold back. He does well. We get over to where we maintain all his muscle, because you guys have seen some stuff. I put up pictures and stuff recently. Louie's pretty jacked. He's got pretty big arms. Hey, Louie's jacked. We've maintained all of his size when he's having periods where he can't go 100%. Right? Because some of this stuff isn't that heavy. I think he's just doing like, whatever, 275 for fives on the bench, 405 for fives on his deadlift, so on and so forth. Because we're working off training maxes. And the thing is, this is enough to maintain while he recovers. And then when we get in phases where he feels better, we ramp things up. But I ramp things up and still make him only go at 90%. Because that's all that's needed. Right? We could live at 90% year-round and become elite athletes. Eventually. And that's what all the data shows. That's what the research shows. That's what the best coaches in the world tell you. We don't go 100%. You can live at 90%. What do we mean? What I mean 90%? 90% of your 1-rep max produces the same physiological training response that a max does. Gives you all the benefits. So in other words, if your true max is 500 pounds, hitting 450 for a single, hard as you can, like explosively, gives you the exact same training response that 500 does. That's what the research shows. Same thing as far as going to failure. You get 90% within failure. Produces the same hypertrophy. You see where we're going with this? We live at 90%. You can live at 85 to 90%. And you can make 99 to 100% of your possible gains, but you'll recover better. Your injuries will be lower. And I have to always reel Louie in with that because, again, we deal with that personality type comes with a big ego. Right? And when you have that personality type and you're successful at everything you do in life over and over and over, your ego tends to get bigger because you always win. But again, we've got to learn to reel it in the weight room. We've got to learn to reel it in the weight room, and that's a lot of what we do with him and with his programming. All right, guys, but that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I'll talk to you guys next time.